There's in this motion for a new trial, the background reports are being released, and the defense is going first, releasing 20 pages now of Austin Metcalf's behavioral history. Karmelo Anthony was dressed in a suit and tie for this morning's hearing, which began with the defense arguing that efforts by the trial judge and prosecutors to combat threats and deal with disruptions actually prevented Anthony from getting an open and fair trial. But bombshell testimony came this afternoon from Anthony's trial attorney, Mike Howard, about Austin Metcalf's background report that was never presented to the jury.
All right, so let's get into what Mel said real quick, and then we'll jump back and forth. Shout out to the Docket Diva for getting this exclusive, baby. 2021 text about violence alleged stalking, and 2024 blood message from Karmelo Anthony detailed in hearing. A 2021 text message from Karmelo Anthony discussed violence after he claimed senior students jumped him because he called someone a B word. Okay. The evidence also included an allegation involving Anthony stalking a girlfriend. Another text Anthony sent to his girlfriend stated, "I'ma stab someone and lick the blood off the blade," was sent in October 2024. Prosecutors also referenced pages and pages of notes found in Apple Notes on Anthony's phone. A black and white photograph showed Anthony holding a gun while shirtless, which I can literally show you all type of senators with their kids for Christmas photographs and all this crap with their kids holding guns. So that won't mean shit in Texas. And it didn't involve an actual gun. So there's that part. Defense attorney Mike Howard testified that the incidents raised in the motions were covered by the agreement between the defense and prosecution. Separate detail from Thursday's hearing. Prosecutors also referenced a rant about Mexicans that was among the evidence involving Karmelo Anthony. Defense attorney Mike Howard testified that this evidence was covered by the agreement between the prosecution and defense, while prosecutor Russell Wilson questioned why the agreement was never put in writing. Prosecutors are emphasizing the timing between Anthony's ex-girlfriend Valeria reporting him to school officials and the stabbing of Austin Metcalf. According to Sky, Valeria, a school official that morning, that she had broken up with Anthony, and that he was allegedly stalking her about an hour later. Prosecutors say Anthony stabbed Austin at the track meet. Sky also alleges that Anthony had a history of violence and was obsessed with starting fights. He further said Anthony had previously been taken to LSU to attend a special program at LSU for children with violent behavior. So that looks bad. We just gonna be fair, because if the shoe was on the other foot, if this would have been something to the effect of role reversal, everybody on the other side would be saying, yo, this dude, he already talked about having a knife, want to lick blood. So it's premeditated. It was just last year. So I'm not going to pretend that that's something that if the other side would have had it, or whatever side you're on, it's bad. We just going to keep it authentic with y'all. Y'all can say, and the excuses would be, yo, Nash, hold on, bro, man. Yeah, I hear you, but he wasn't really, So there's that. But we get the Austin Metcalf part, and this shit is crazy. Now, here's the funnier part. The DA, they got 70 pages of Karmelo, but the defense has 20 pages of Austin, and they're way worse. Roll it. Karmelo Anthony new trial here at Austin Metcalf suspended after allegedly discussing bringing a gun to school, accused of bullying black student. The report contains allegations and disciplinary incidents involving Metcalf and his brother Hunter, dating back to their childhood and continuing through high school as kids and then growing up to be teenagers. The report contains several documented instances involving Austin and racial slurs at school. In 2023, Austin was accused of bullying a black student in class. In 2018, while in elementary school, Austin and his brother were accused of bullying and assaulting a female student. The incident resulted in Austin's arrest. During a 2024 argument with another female student, Austin allegedly knocked her to the ground and punched her in the stomach. That's pretty damning right there, because you're pushing people, so you know what to do. The report also details an incident at a football game in which Austin was kicked out. He later texted someone that he was about to beat the shit out of those kids. Or he might have said beat the F out of him. School disciplinary records from April 2022 through May 2024. He got a lengthy history real quick. Reportedly document multiple instances in which Austin called a teacher the B word or used profanity. During the 2023 through 2024 school year, he received 2 in-school suspensions. Jesus. According to the records, Austin told a school official that he couldn't control it and wasn't aware that it was coming out of his mouth. I mean, calling your teacher a B word, bro, I'm sorry. I can't really, you know what I'm saying? But it does show that he's been suspended and all this crap, but I'm not going to put too much weight on that. I'm just not. In 2024, Austin reportedly met with a counselor on at least 5 occasions regarding anger and rage connected to a football game. 5 times? He must be a Booker T fan. The report also states that in 2021, Austin was banned from attending basketball games for an entire season after allegedly yelling profanity at a player. Well, if it doesn't say what the hell it was, I'm being fair here. I'm not going to put too much on that, man. Just not. He was also suspended after he and another student reportedly discussed bringing a gun to school the following day. Now, that's insane right there. Austin Metcalf and his brother Hunter were previously caught spray painting graffiti that included KKK, kill all blacks, Heil Hitler, in the N-word. They were sentenced to 12 months of juvenile probation. Records reportedly showed the brothers told authorities, we did some dumb stuff and we did some vandalism. Right. I'm not going to let that one fly right there. At a previous track meet, another student reportedly alerted Austin that someone who was not on their team was behind our bench and talking wild. Austin reportedly responded, kill that mother effer. The background report is being discussed as the defense argues its motion for a new trial. The defense is seeking to have additional information concerning Metcalf's background considered in connection with Anthony's case. And y'all can see this right here. Yeah, that's bad, because imagine if Karmelo was white and was spray painting all type of anti-white graffiti since he was a kid all the way up and until. Now, we want to be fair and say this because I didn't say it in the last clip for obvious reasons. These accusations are accusations. That boy got arrested. See, Austin got arrested for this shit. They say whatever they want to say or whatever the hell and all this shit, but there's that part. But here's what everybody missed today, except for one person. Now, I think he's more Austin Metcalf leaning, but it is what it is. It doesn't mean that he won't put out some shit that we think needs to be addressed. And boy, the judge got his ass exposed. And at first, you know what? Let's do this and then we'll get back to it. More from Mike Howard, who is Karmelo Anthony's trial attorney, testifying for the defense in the motion for a new trial hearing. He is discussing a private agreement between both sides in the case to leave the background of the 2 parties out of the evidence presented to the jury. At what point did the state approach you? Who got approached? On the final day of the trial. Well, on the final day of trial. I believe this is Monday of the 2nd week. Mr. Shook approached me, I believe during a break. He said Worst Guy had approached him and said the deal didn't cover the questioning the defendant in that I had opened the door and opened a statement. This was after we made it clear Anthony would testify. As trial was going on, Worst Guy was letting us know how close they were to closing as a professional courtesy, beginning of discussion. When we said unequivocally that Karmelo would testify, Judge Roach was asking, how many witnesses do you think you'll have? Roach asked for estimate of witnesses, and I told him, and indicated Karmelo would testify. Roach, what's the likelihood of that? Howard, like 99%. It was shortly after that Shook approached him and relayed what Worst Guy had said. Worst Guy told them the deal had never included questioning the defendant. Howard, I was absolutely shocked that would be their stance. Worst Guy Mitchell told Howard and Shook, we never thought you would call Mr. Anthony. Mr. Mitchell said, we honestly never thought you'd call him. You got to believe us. Went in the chambers with Roach, got very heated, yelling. There was yelling. It got extremely heated. We were frustrated and angry. They were frustrated and angry. Roach was frustrated and angry. Cooling off period. Not a productive discussion. At no point in my career have I ever gotten into a shouting match in a judge's chamber and needed a cooling off period. Wilson, what is Mr. Roach saying about this gentleman's agreement? Howard, Worst guy said I'd open the door. Wilson, how did he say you opened the door? Howard, when I said Karmelo was a member of the chess club, that exacerbated my frustration because I didn't say that. I said he played chess. Roach said, chess doesn't open the door. Let's move on. Worst guy admitted that several times that chess club had opened the door. We kind of in that session with the judge for a cooling off period. Come back in 10, 15 minutes or whatever. We go off however long it was to cool off and come back. Worst guy and I stand in the courtroom going over my outline and questions for Karmelo to negotiate what would or would not would not open the door. Wilson, you had to preview every question you would ask? Yeah, but it was the only way to negotiate a way for Karmelo to testify. Wilson, did you believe they were in good faith saying you had opened the door? Howard, in the moment, I wouldn't believe the good faith. Also, Judge Roach had made it clear he didn't see a legal way to enforce our agreement. If Worst Guy said I had opened the door, it's a gentleman's agreement. So if he says it's off, it's off. There's a million ways you could open the door. Now, let's do it this way. Just fully understand this. That is horrible. The judge trying to intervene, the judge yelling at the defense, the judge blocking Karmelo essentially for going to the goddamn stand to testify on his own behalf because everybody and their mama was like, shit, we just seen Alicia Andrews' trial and she got on there and saved herself from a dang life sentence. On the other hand, we didn't hear about none of this shit. And that judge doing that doggone interview, exposing himself anyways, that was already going to be a big negatory regardless of anything. So now, what do we see? What do we know? What do we hear? We hear the truth. And the truth of the matter is that judge, more than likely, is the reason why it will be a retrial. Now, hate him, dislike him, call him out. The Metcalf dad, he had a very, very interesting point. And he pointed out, hey, if we get a retrial, he could lose that trial and be found guilty of murder, which would be 0 to 99 years, potential life sentence. At least we know right now as it stands, he has a release date. Just gonna be honest. If you push him back and you're like, Nash, I don't see Karmelo getting a new trial. I can lean on that because one could say the judge didn't do shit wrong and the agreements that y'all had actually would have been. And there's no legal way that the judge could have stopped Karmelo from getting on that goddamn stand and testifying anyways. That's just him doing some lame ass shit, but there's no way that you can't get on the stand and testify on your own behalf. That's not a thing. You have the right to. The accused 100% has the ability to get on there and tell their story, but you can't infer guilt just because they don't get on the stand and tell their story. And that makes sense when you think about it, because these lawyers are very good at breaking shit down, at putting their game plan together to trip you up when they catch you and try to trigger you with certain words and all that stuff. We watched this with Joe Tacopina versus ASAP Rocky, which I'm going to be honest, looking back, hell yeah, goddamn ASAP Rocky shot that boy. Or shot at him. I don't think he meant to hit him or nothing like that, but that's what I truly believe. I believe there was enough evidence there. It's just that Relly was a terrible, terrible witness for the state. And Tacopina just hitting in the right spot. Bam, right here, bam, right here, bam, right here, bam, right here. He did great lawyer work as far as destroying the witness, not destroying the case, which all the jurors said they didn't believe Well, the jurors who spoke out, let me say that correctly. The jurors who spoke out that I seen reports online say the state just didn't prove their case. So, y'all let me know your thoughts on this one. I know this is a later video. Been doing a whole bunch of shit. Looking for certain things to set up as far as what we're going to plan for Monday, because everything has to be perfect. I want the sounds to be perfect. I don't want the sounds bouncing off the wall and shit for y'all. So there's that. I'll let y'all know tomorrow if we're going to go to the dirt trial or not, because if we do, we're probably going to be there the full 3 weeks. I don't know yet. But let me know your thoughts on this one. If you can, I know it's a late one. Hit that like button like you like something. If you are a member of this channel, go to the community. There's some special shit out there for y'all, specifically for y'all. I'm going to drop another one tomorrow. We got some massive plan. It'll be revealed to the public soon, but right now as it stands, we can't do that. But I'll catch you on the next one. Click right here, though, to keep up with Schmirk. God damn, bro. Or click right here for the playlist, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all come on back now, you hear?